and today's video is one that is super eerie and spooky, and it's perfect for Halloween season. We are going to be exploring one of the most haunted objects, the dark mirror. If you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Haley, and I'm posting every single day for the month of October, so definitely make sure to subscribe if you do enjoy my videos so you don't miss a video. And without further ado, let's get into this because I'm excited to share it with you guys. So the Traveling Museum of Paranormal and Occult has a mirror titled The Dark Mirror. They actually got this mirror from a woman. They changed her name, so what they call Sarah, who claimed that her mother, after going to a yearly psychic expedition, which there's tons of them all around, took an interest in black mirror scrying. Black mirror scrying is actually a very similar concept to that of a crystal ball. People use these black mirrors and they practice scrying in order to contact the dead, see the future, see messages, images, and basically it all shows up within this dark mirror. Now, mirrors have been used as portals for centuries. Mirrors have been one of the top portals. It's actually scientifically proven, you guys, that mirrors contain a ton of energy. Now, science claims that it's due to the sun and the light reflecting off and into it and things like that. I'm not a scientist. I definitely don't really enjoy searching into science, but I mean, for the sake of today's video, I briefly read a couple articles on it, and mirrors are actually a very, very energy-loaded object. So Sarah and her mom had visited this psychic expo, and there was a lot of people talking about black mirror scrying, how to practice it, how to do it, and there was actually a bunch of black mirrors for sale. If you're wondering what a black mirror looks like, I'll insert a picture right here. It's basically exactly what you're picturing. It's a blacked out mirror. So there's no real reflection of you within it. What you see in the mirror is what the mirror chooses to show to you. Now, with anything like this, it can be both a blessing and a curse. Anytime that you try to contact any sort of paranormal thing, or you try to contact, to see the future, things like that, you are opening up a portal. So even if there was once not a portal in this object, you yourself are opening up a portal. It's actually really interesting because we have so much more of a spiritual power than a lot of us believe. Like, you have the ability to open and close your own portals. You have the ability to cross things over, but it's all about knowing how to do these things without contacting something that you don't want to. I've said it before and I will say it again, there is good, there is bad in the world, and sometimes that line between the two is very, very thin, and what you try to do with good intentions, unless you know how to properly keep out the bad, can turn into a very negative situation. So Sarah says that her mom started practicing scrying with this mirror for a very long time, and she was becoming extremely distant. When Sarah would call, her mood would be really negative and low, and she would be trying to get off the phone. And whenever Sarah would ask her mom about this black mirror, her mom would avoid the question and say that it didn't work and it was, broken. There was something wrong with her mirror, and no matter how hard she tried, it wouldn't work. And then she would try to change the subject as quickly as possible. But Sarah couldn't help but notice the way that her mother's demeanor was changing. So one day, she storms over to her mom's house and she demands to see the mirror. So her mom opens up the closet, and hidden away, completely covered, was the dark mirror. So Sarah starts to ask her mom, why do you have the mirror tucked away and hidden in such a manner? And the mom breaks down and finally confesses that this mirror is pure evil, and that she's afraid of it, and the things that she's seen are just traumatizing. And so Sarah decides, I'm gonna take the mirror. So Sarah takes the mirror, and as much as she wanted to believe that it was just an old lady who had gotten too deep into her mind as to what the mirror was supposed to do and freaked herself out, she could not shake the negative feeling that came with it. So she covered it up in a cloth, she put it away in a box, and she took it to the Museum of Paranormal and Occult. It's actually the Traveling Museum of the Paranormal and Occult, but I've already mentioned that. So she takes it to them. Now, the man who owns the museum, he actually said that he was afraid to look at the mirror, and it wasn't because he thought the mirror was evil, it was because he was afraid that it wasn't. I guess like that's his hobby, is finding these haunted paranormal items. And so he was afraid that the story that she had given like wasn't the truth and that the mirror wasn't going to be paranormal. But upon putting this mirror on display, my goodness, things started happening. One woman went to go look up at the mirror. So when the mirror's on display, anybody can go take a look at it. And she freaked out, and he finally got her to confess that she claimed she had seen her own dead corpse staring back at her. Another woman had a very similar experience. She said that she looked into the mirror, she saw her own dead corpse, and she put her hand up against the mirror, the dark mirror obviously, to get it to go away. Then all of a sudden her hand imprint was staring back at her in the mirror, and it would not go away, and she was rubbing and polishing at the mirror to try to get rid of it. This was in front of people. Until finally she threatened to smash the mirror. The handprint disappeared. People claim to have their mouth fill with the taste of blood upon looking at this mirror. And other people claim to see an evil version of themselves within the mirror. Now they say that some of the things that these people see, they won't even speak about. One woman saw something, started screaming in hysterics, saying the mirror was so evil she needed to go pray, she needed to get to a church, she should have never looked into it. So they kind of tell you when you travel or you go to see this traveling museum to look into it at your own risk. Now I actually haven't done too much research into like the positives of dark mirror scrying. I'm sure that people have seen wonderful things. Like with anything in life, there is good and there is bad, but this mirror is just a horrific example of how when you start to play with things like this, they can turn really, really negative. Now this entire museum has done tons of research on this particular mirror, and it believes that it preys on those with fear. And it gets, how do I say this, more powerful with the more that it fears or instills fear into people. I very quickly want to go back to the whole mirrors being portal things. I have a real fear of mirrors. I've mentioned it in a ton of previous videos. I do, and for like good reasoning. But mirrors like this are actually done with intention of opening up a portal of images. And I just think that perhaps something evil got its hands on the mirror, and something evil plans to stay within it. Now, a majority of the things that people have seen, they choose not to share. And that alone is a freaky concept to me, because if I was choosing not to talk about something, it would have to have been extremely traumatizing. I know that I have a couple of you who practice different types of things on my channel. I love that. That's really awesome. Have any of you guys ever heard of or done any research into or actually experienced dark mirror scrying? I'm interested to hear more about it. I think I'm going to do a little bit more of my own personal research on it. But today's video is just revolving around this one particular mirror. Definitely do some research into this if you guys are interested as well. It's something that I've never really heard of before I found out about this, and I just found it super interesting, but also very, very frightening at the same time. Anything that feeds on fear is something very evil and negative, and that is just a given. Anything of light, love, God, positivity, whatever it is that you believe in, will never want you to be afraid. Actually, a lot of people want to see their deceased loved ones that they really love, and they're like, why don't they come to me? And I'm like, are you afraid? And they're like, yeah, I guess I am. They don't want to scare you. Things of light and love never want to scare you. That's why in my spirit guide video I told you have to let them know you're open to it. And by them I mean, you know, your spirit guides, your angels, and things like that. Because they will never want to scare you. And if something is scaring you and continuously scaring you, chances are it's very, very evil. What do you guys think of this mirror? I mean, do you think that it's something to do with the concept of imagination and people looking into it are seeing things because they're expecting to? Like, do you think it's a mind playing tricks on you, or do you think the mirror is very evil? Please let me know in the comments below and talk it out amongst each other. Please be kind to one another in doing so, and I can't wait to see what you guys have to say, because I mean, even just looking at the mirror gives me personally the heebie-jeebies, but I mean, hey, I got a history with mirrors, and they're not really my favorite thing to be thinking about evil living in. If you guys enjoyed enjoyed today's video but you are not yet subscribed, please go ahead, click that subscribe button. I'm posting every day for the month of October and I don't want you to miss a video. And please give this video a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it. It makes my heart really, really happy when you guys do that, so please do that. Remember, my loves, do all things with kindness. And until next time, love you.